Good evening. So I welcome each one of you on this Sunday evening work-life balance and self-evolution in males. So the purpose of this session is we always speak about female empowerment. Females are facing so many issues to balance work and also like on Women's Day there'll be so many wishes, but Men's Day is given least importance. So it shouldn't be like that. The problems faced by males are much more than females, but it is least spoke out because there is a general notion that males shouldn't cry or they shouldn't share their emotions. So they keep many things. So it gives me immense pleasure to welcome them. Dr. BVS Ganeshwar Rao sir, welcome sir. He is the senior most among all four speakers. He is practicing for the past 29 years in Andhra Pradesh. I welcome Dr. Sriram Hirlekar sir. He is professor and HOD of Department of Organon in Vengurla College. He is practicing for the past 21 years. I welcome Dr. NBR Shrikant sir. Welcome sir. He is from Andhra Pradesh and he is practicing for the past 20 years. Next, our speaker, Dr. Saravanan sir from Tamil Nadu. Welcome sir. He is practicing for the past 15 years. So each person is well versed and special in each field. So it is always, even though they are practicing for so many years, wonderful to see that they keep on refining their knowledge continuously in order to enhance their practice. So that is the first thing which we have to learn from them. You all are a source of inspiration to me to learn continuously. Thank you. So we will not waste much time. We will take up question and answer session. So what all queries you want to ask to senior practitioners, be it in practice or life or balancing both? Many have sent messages because they are not able to attend online. So we will take up those queries. So the first question is how to find space for myself when handling all the responsibilities. I'm not able to find the space for myself. Can you please answer to this, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Let me start.
sir.
Yeah. Good evening to Divya ma'am and good evening to all my colleagues and all the newcomers. It is a very interesting and useful session. This is the, I think, brainchild of Shekhar sir only. But this type of program you have arranged is very, very nice. And nice introduction given by you, Divya. See, inspiration, everyone will be an inspiration in Swara Gurukul workshop. So coming to the point that your question, that how can I find my space while practicing or in all these day-to-day hassles? So as I am student of Shekhar sir, I will ask my first question, what do you mean by space? Okay, but see, there is nothing like you don't have time. There is nothing, no time is not the thing in this world under the sun. What you have to do is you have to manage your priorities. To which thing you are giving priority, that will be done. If you decide one day I will prepare one drug, I will go through Matra Medica of one drug. In 365 days, even though if you skip 65 days because of vacations, festivals, anything, 300 drugs you can learn in a year. So you can get space. Only thing is you have to prioritize. If you get priority, if you give priority, you will get the time. Because I tell you, nowadays, because of mobile and social media, we become uselessly busy. Because we get attracted to it. If we keep control on our mind and we limit the time that we spend on social media, we can get lot of time. Nowadays, it is impossible to keep away yourself from social media. It is necessary. Even from social media, you will get your patients. So you have to be there on social media. Not against it. But when there is a question of time, we have to decide how much time I will give for which work. And then definitely I tell you, you will get time for study, time for your patients. See, when patients do not come with appointment, there is a lot of time is gone. When patient comes with appointment, you will get good management of patient. You can space your patients and you will not be in a hurry. Suppose there are 4 or 5 patients waiting outside or even more. Back of mind, it starts that I have to attend all those patients. And then you become in a hurry to wind up with the patient in front of you. But if you give appointment and space your patient, definitely you will give quality time to every patient. Another thing that when Shekhar sir gives questionnaire to patients, so patients send you the answers. You can analyze in your free time and keep your questions ready for interview. It will minimize the time of interview and you will get more time and you can see more patients. In everybody's life, there will be hassles. They have to do so many responsibilities, so many duties in our day-to-day life as far as our family life is concerned. But whatever time you will get from and practice well, and I tell you, you can earn very well. The first point that you raised in your introduction is 100% correct. I tell you, if 100 students get passed out from any homeopathic college, 80 of them that go for any other thing like jobs in hospital or practicing allopathy, but they don't go for homeopathy. The basic thing is, initially they cannot make more money from it. And their classmates who are engineers, advocates, or in any other field, they start getting income and then these people feel bad. They feel they are backward. So they find some other way to get more money. But see, I tell you, for those students or budding homeopaths, the initial years of your practice are years of struggle. And I tell even my students also, if you struggle and study hard, that hard work, if you do for 5 years, next 35 to 40 years, you will be happily living. But initial 4 or 5 years, if you go in happy-go-lucky manner, next 25 years, we have to do hard work. Because the time changes. Nowadays, world is very fast. You have to go with the more technology. See, 10 years back, there were the situation like only you can have clinic and you can practice. Nowadays, laptop is the must. Software is the must. Then you should be techno-savvy. You should be familiar with technology. So these things you have to learn, otherwise will not be taught in homeopathic college. Nowadays, NCH is going to keep all these electives as subjects so that you can develop extra skill. But those who have passed out, they should have these things. And when you do these things, then you will have a lot of time to spend. It is just like when you learn a car driving. Initially, you get panic. You don't know where is brake, where is accelerator, when to give signal, when to give left turn, right turn. But once you get familiar with all these equipments, once you learn hard, then even while driving a car, you can talk on mobile. That is possible only when you become expert. And like that. But if you go through the pains of hard work, then only you can become expert and you can find lot of time for yourself, your life and your family, and your life will become definitely happy. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for such a broad and clear explanation, sir. So, the thing you started with how to prioritize things and how to bring space holistically, you have covered everything. So, the next question is also a part of yours, whatever you spoke. So, one of the beginner in homeopathy has asked, in initial days of practice, the patients are less. So, what should be done to gain more patients, to attract more patients? So this is next question.
Yeah, I will answer this first and then I will give chance to my colleagues also. What I do or nowadays what I expect or what I suggest to these new homeopaths is, see, you have just started the clinic and you have less number of patients. When you say this less, you are comparing with someone else. So first stop that comparison. Because when you start comparing in your mind, you become anxious. I tell you, the successful person is one who converts the problem into opportunity. So if you have less patient and you are sitting in the clinic, that means you have got more time. Use that time for studying more, to upgrade yourself. You update yourself is one thing, so that you will not have a question. It will not be hunting your mind that I have less patient. Now, how to increase the patient? One thing I tell you, the exact way of increasing patients is whatever that less number of patients are coming to you, give good results. If you give good result, if you treat and cure one patient, it will tell next 10 persons and will send you. I tell you, I have got patients from different big cities like Mumbai, Bangalore. I am practicing at just a taluka place, which is just like a village. But I get patients from Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Visakhapatnam. So many. I don't know from where they get the clue. You get it. Even online or offline. I get a patient here from nearby places where I have not reached. It is possible only when you give good result. Your treated and pure patient will become advertiser for you, and you will get more patients. The other ways is social media. On social media, you can post your good result cases so that and reviews by the patients, so that people will get inspired and will definitely come to you, will contact you. And if you cure them, there will be more and more multiplication of your patients. That's it.
Thanks a lot, sir. You always give a connection to the next question. But Saravanan sir want to add few more things to this question. Yes, please, Saravanan sir. Sir, you have to unmute your mic.
Yeah. Good evening, one and all. I want to add something. This was a very good question for especially not only new beginners, even though most of some practitioners who are not ready, even though after years. The thing was what we did first. That was the first question. Because we usually compare with other people's, either our colleagues or friends or some other relatives, etc. That they are earning much, we are not earning much, how to tell people, all those things. The first thing, confidence and knowledge. This was the thing which was main, we are lacking always, especially as a homeopath. So the thing was, our life starts after 5 years of BHMS degree, right? Then only we really learn what is homeopathy and the scope of homeopathy, especially entering into a clinic setup or for earning purposes. The thing was, I will tell something what I experience and go through in my life and see through my colleagues. We always expect some job or something from government or some other uh, 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 some other premises. Okay, but first we have to enhance our own knowledge, because the knowledge only gives confidence. After confidence, we are ready to treat a person. From that, we can give results. After a certain point, we are seeing a result. What personally we felt was, we are having such a wonderful thing with us, but with our patients, we are not patients, but to outside peoples, how many of them know about the things what we are. This was the question later arises. Uh, through my experience, what I personally felt was, we have to do more camps, and we have to go with common people. Then only we can reach them what we are capable and what the potential we are having. As simple as we did earlier in our college days, where we start our OPD with simple camping to near villages or near peoples, like that. So similar things to be done through any NGOs or any clubs or whatever the thing as possible with our power, or what is our ability or capability or something. So when we are going out with confidence and reaching simple peoples, then homeopathy grows, which was met with a lot of peoples in our area, especially some remote places where they are charging very simple money only, but still the awareness of homeopathy and customers for homeopathy was unimaginable. It simply came through results and confidence. So don't follow money. This was my teacher taught me as a beginner. Don't follow money. Follow your knowledge. Stay confident. Do the right thing in your place. Rest follows you. I think it follows me now, and I am experiencing that. So the thing was, for gain knowledge, learn, find your right teacher, stick with him. I don't think it won't take much time, because once you build or get confidence, you put everything in practice, definitely everything follows you, also money. This was my added point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saravanan sir. Well said. Don't follow money, follow the knowledge. That is the most essential thing. I request Ganeshwar Rao sir to please share your experience, because at least nowadays there is so much. He started his practice 30 years back. I was eagerly waiting for Ganeshwar Rao to speak about it. How did you set up your practice? What all struggles you went through? Please.
Yes. Hello to everyone. In my case, it's altogether a different scenario. The way we have come out from the college, and mind you, I don't blame my college at all. Because at the time, the facilities, the things which we try to learn over there, not that of today, what we have. Very few colleges had that at that time. So at least I don't blame myself for that. And I thank also because at least it given me some identity to be a doctor. So that was the enthusiasm I had when I came out from a college. I immediately after 1 year, I started my practice. Okay, this is my personal experience. I don't say that this should be everyone's ideal, but uh, straight away after 1 year, I started my practice. Before that, I went to one surgeon's hospital. I there not for surgical techniques, but just to diagnostic purposes. I went there and for 1 year I was there, and then came out from there, and I started my practice straight away. So it was like nothing because no softwares, no technology, no information whatsoever. I didn't know where the information I can get. And my financial position is not that much that I can afford this literature also. I had only the Kent lectures and the Boric Mitrameter only. Okay. So even though I have those two books, mind you, I didn't have any understanding. People like many of us, it's a kind of by chance homeopath, not by choice, right? So when you are by choice, it's a gone with the wind kind of time trend is going on. So I was there with my clinic. Very hardly I would get patients a day, and fee also very less. I would charge 10 rupees per consultation and 10 rupees for medicines. Just you can imagine. So because the area where I practice is a little bit, it's not a town and city, that kind of thing. So I have to be with that scenario only. So one day, actually, this is the experience of mine. One day, uh, uh, I came to my clinic 9 o'clock. So I am the sweeper, I am the attendant, everything I just cleaned up my clinic and I sat there. Just after half an hour, a boy came to me outside. He served some tea. Then I was said I was reading some Boric Mitra Medica or some newspaper. Then after I went to sleep. This was for 2 hours. Okay. Then a person came to me. I was sleeping. So after some time, I didn't know what is really going on over there. So he woke me up and he asked me, where is the doctor? Why are you sitting in doctor's chair and where is the doctor? So he woke me from sleep and I hardly could able to feel anything. So I was just magnolia state there. So after some time, I could able to realize it. And just I was 40 cases. Just imagine 42 cases. How would I be looking? So he immediately, okay, I will come later. So just he stand up and he started walking out. So I asked him, just please come, be seated and tell me your problem. He's not ready to tell anything. Somehow I convinced him. Then I tried to take the case. Actually, I didn't know anything about homeopathy, to be frank at that time. Somehow I tried very hardly to convince him that I am the doctor, I'm going to take his case. So he's not at all ready to go with me. So it's all happened for 45 minutes. Complete haphazard thing of things are happening over there. Somehow he at last convinced that this boy is not going to leave me until I pay him the consultation. So he said, okay, I will pay you the consultation and I will come later. So I said, no, I don't want consultation. Just I want interested to take your case. So he said somehow he gave me some information. And that was a case of bronchial asthma. I was not sure about the repertory and all. Somehow I prescribed something. Luckily, it's a kind of luckily thing. So he went away with the medicines. And then On the third day itself, he brought his wife, his 2 children, and I proudly can say, somehow directly or indirectly, 30% of my practice consists with his advertisement only. Because I don't do any advertisement. Because I had some information at that time from one of my seniors that as a physician, we are not doing any trade. Okay, I'm not talking about this era at that time. We are not doing any trade, so we should not advertise. We have to rely completely on our subject and the principles only. So that is what I do. Okay, I don't know what is real it is. So still today, I don't do any advertisements. It is all about my patients, what they do. Even online cases or offline cases, they come spontaneously. For example, during COVID time, it was a very panic state. Okay. I didn't have any information. Most of us like, so we didn't have any disease monograph also at that time. Only what we are getting is the information from on social media. Somehow, after 10 days of our outbreaking of this thing, we had some information. From there, I could able to gather some drug-related issues and all. Then suddenly, one of my patients, they are in Bulgaria. So they requested me to attend a case of COVID, which is in hospital, because at that time in Bulgaria, it was very rampant stage. So I attended a case of Bulgaria there. It was almost he's in a running down state. They lost the hope. So that case I have attended and succeeded some. Then I could able to treat many cases of COVID. That gave me such a confidence that even here also I could able to do so many cases of COVID without any hassle. This is what I'm saying, because you don't have to be very what you call hard and fast with the system and things doing. Just go with the wind. This is my experience. Mind you, I don't say that it should be the case with everyone. But behind this, you have to do all the hard work, like Dr. Hirlekar said, or else it could not be possible. Because after that, you have to go with lot many information. You check out with lot many information wherever you can go and learn. I learned with Dr. Praful Vijaykar sir, Dr. Shankaran sir, Dr. Now learning with Dr. Shekaran sir, Dr. Kalathia, everybody. I would run. Even now also, I'm ready to run. And that gives me what you call the initial question, the space. This is the space you get. It is all about priorities, as Dr. Hirlekar said. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ganeshwar Rao sir. So it is a clear statement from whatever Ganeshwar Rao sir told and Saravanan sir told. Patient is our advertisement. So this is the rule for all the younger generation. So the next question, Dr. Banu, we will come up for your question little later, because with whatever they spoke and few participants have asked the question, there is a link. So we will go with those questions that has a link. So whenever you all spoke, that you told that you shouldn't compare with other people. But as human beings, comparison comes automatically. So one of the student has asked, just beginner has asked, I am not able to stay away from this comparison. Always I'm comparing with other homeopathic doctors. They are able to do, but I'm not able to do. So how to come out of this comparison? This is the question. Yes, please, sir.
Yes, this is definitely a big worry, because like being prejudiced or unprejudiced, like question, this is a kind of, so it always running within you. But if you're really into the things which you are doing, then you will understand it is not about comparison. Because actually, initially, I was about to tell you also, in the process of making things, knowing the people about this webinar, there was a line, how to go ahead of the other homeopathic physicians or something was there. But it is not about to going beyond others. It is about beyond you. Today you have got 10 marks, means you try to get 11 marks to tomorrow. You try for that, not to go for the other person's marks. Right? Of course, the prejudice will come. And I would like to tell you only one thing is that homeopathy will definitely teach you about it. Because whatever I am today, because see, whatever I am telling you, it is through my life experience, through homeopathic experience over the years, what I have. So homeopathy will teach you how to live your life smoothly. It was not there in initial days of my practice. Once you learn, even with the organon, see, every day, this is what I do practice. Every day, I read one aphorism from organon. The day starts with one aphorism of organon. It's happening since last maybe 12 to 15 years. Every day I find something new. The high and only mission of the physician to restore the health to sick to health to cure. See, everything, every time I read it, I find something new. With that, you go with the other information as you evolve. So that makes your life easy, and you try to go out of this illusion or delusion that we have to compare with others. But it will take little bit of time. Just be with this and have confidence. It will change.
Yes, please, Hirlekar sir.
Yeah, whatever Rao sir said is absolutely right. I will add 2 points to it. First thing, when you are comparing, remember we are human beings. We are not something different. So definitely comparison will happen in mind, back of mind. So then go for it. Don't run away from it. Find out exactly which points you are comparing yourself with others. Note down those points and find out what is lacking with you, which is there with other person and not with you. Is one thing. And I tell you, definitely, your results and your knowledge, these are the 2 things must be lacking with you. And I will take opportunity because our title of this program is last part is self-evolution. I tell you, one Swara workshop is your evolution. Just attend one Swara workshop. It will tell you what are lacunae with you. And you will upgrade those things. Knowledge upgradation is necessary. Otherwise, you will feel lacking. Because we don't have to do anything in our clinic. Only 2 things we have to do. We have to understand the patient and we have to understand the medicines. Just like Rao said that one aphorism a day, I tell you one drug a day. What I do is, when patients come in my clinic at the end of the day, I find out for which patient I was not confident while prescribing, and I have just prescribed only on the basis of few things, but I'm not 100% sure. I go back, I go to the case, read it again, and try to find out if this remedy was not prescribed, what else I could have given. Suppose that patient doesn't find relief with that prescription and comes back to me, I will be ready with the next prescription whenever that patient will come, and I will be confident that this remedy, I have gone through the case clearly and I have found the second remedy ready for that patient. So that you can overcome your drawbacks, and then your overthinking will stop. And once you feel yourself, you are ahead of others, then there will be no comparison. Because winners never compare. They are just happy. Those who are losers, they start comparing why other people went ahead of me. And I tell you that what Sir says in our workshop, or even in last seminar, Sir said about conversation. And our first question's answer is also this, I will add, that how to increase patient. If your conversation is good, if you are ready to connect with the patient, patient will remain with you even though you have given partially suitable remedy which has not given 100% result. Still patient will, because you are a good listener. I tell you, I have few patients with some irreversible diseases. I know and they know that this disease will never get cured. But just they come to me only for just seeing me, meeting me, and they mention it that I just by talking to you, I feel happy. And I charge them for even that also. This you can do key to increase the patient, and when this happens, automatically all things fall at right place.
Excellent, sir. The most important thing is introspect within oneself. What is bringing in that comparison and rectify it. Thank you for your guidance. Saravanan sir or NBR Shrikant sir, do you want to add something for this query? How to stop myself comparing with others?
Yeah, the thing was already I again repeat the same. All the things will start from our own confidence, our own knowledge only, because we usually compare ourselves with allopaths, for example, so that we are not ready to come out, we are not ready to face a patient or face a challenge cases or whatever may be. Everything starts from our own knowledge. So what I strongly insist, find your right teacher, follow him, stay with him, get your knowledge, update your knowledge, learn, find some time to learn, be consistent. Everything automatically follows you. This was the simple message. Maybe it might be simple, but it took years together, because we won't get anything as simple as like that. Whatever may be the field, it won't come as easily to us. The first thing, the first step should be ours. If we take in right direction, each and everything follows in right. That was the message.
Thank you, sir. NBR Shrikant sir, what do you want to add on further for this?
Namaste to everyone, each and everyone. Pranams to the elders. So at least now I found some time to speak after a long time. So one or two things which I want to discuss about the previous questions also. So first one is the space and second one is the comparison. So so these are the questions actually still bothering me. They are still also bothering me. So but how can how I am handling them? So that will be a good team to discuss with all the people. So first one is space. So when we talk of space, initially we have to search or we have to mean or we have to describe the word. What sort of a space we are looking for? That will give the idea of priority. So it is like the delusion part. Sir says the length, the breadth, the width, the pressure, the density you have to find about that word of the prospect in the P formula. Likewise, when we say space, what sort of a space we are really looking for? this is the thing, the person or the guy who has a question should be asked within. So if it is a genuine space, he is talking about a genuine space, then definitely it should be considered, and we can give him some uh, things which he is searching for. Otherwise, if the space is not about such genuine things, suppose today is Swara meeting mail session cut. So there is one movie which is going to start at the same time. So a person thinks that that is the space actually. Then he should immediately introspect himself. So this is the actual thing which I am going to benefit in my future, and this is the thing I am temporarily looking for some enjoyment or entertainment. This sort of a clear cut critical thing should be asked within. This is the first answer to the question, that the space, for the idea of space. And the second one is the comparison. So it is a really tough question, really tough question, because people of any age or any heights at any point definitely has this idea that they will immediately start comparing with others. I am earning so much, my neighbor is earning much better, or I am earning thing and the other person is earning less, so I am a good person. Like this sort of comparison, or regarding knowledge or something, regarding clothes, regarding traveling. Some are traveling in flights, I am still traveling in train. So see, many comparisons in day and to day life will come across. But how I found a solution for this, because it tugged me like anything in past few years. So after a good lengthy conversation with sir also, it was helped, and along with the meditative processes, so it helped me a lot, these conversations. So I finally found one best result. Comparison is not a bad thing. Competition is not also a bad thing. Don't be so critical. I should not compare, I should not be competitive. No, that is a wrong thing. So that will keep on increasing if I say like that. But how can I overcome that problem? Then I found a best solution. Instead of comparing me with others, let us start compare with myself only. Suppose I took a case 1 year ago. So that case actually was a case of ankylosing spondylitis. So I did a lot of mistakes in that question, and finally the patient stopped coming. So then previously I used it to bother, this thing used to bother me very much. But when I kept on training myself, then introspecting myself, comparing me with myself, competing me with yesterday's self, then what had happened is I began to compare regarding cases also. So day by day, I that sort of identifying me with other cells kept on reducing. So finally, I am become a little bit happier person, because now also I am comparing, now also I am competing, but with myself only. With yesterday, regarding all things, yesterday, last month I got 50,000. Now I got only 52,000. So there is only 2,000 improvement in my salary. So I need, there is a need to work hard. If it is a financial thing, or if it is an educational thing, I witnessed in 2022, I went to 4 workshops of Swara that enlightened me, polished me much. This 23, I went only for 2 workshops. So I should be a little bit better. Like these are examples I am telling. So like this sort of comparing me with myself or competing me with myself had helped me a lot. So I advise my beginners, my friends, my juniors, all, that to keep compare you with the better version of yourself. don't be so much critical that it don't be so much, because if you say like that, it will keep on increasing. It is like the mind. People say with the in psychology also, they say if you say a negative thought don't come to me, it will come to you with 10x speed. With 10x speed, that negative thought comes back. So you cannot keep away, but you can transform this comparison, this competition into a positive attitude. So compare you with yourself. This is the answer to the my experience teaches. These two are my experiences. As Ganesh Rao said, that these are the experiences which made me, which shaped me a little bit better than myself. So that will be a good advice to the younger generation. So I had put these solutions in front of you. Thank you, Divya ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, NVR Shrikant sir. So what I can see the commonality in all the four of your talks regarding this question about comparison is you have to compare yourself each day, and for that you have to improve your knowledge. Every day study one organon aphorism, every day study one Medra Medica. Keep refining yourself. So automatically the comparison goes away. Excellent. So the next query is, many of you spoke about confidence. So one of the participant has asked this also. I am lacking confidence to practice homeopathy. How to build that confidence? Yes, Ganeshwar Rao sir.
Yes. Actually, to build confidence, it is about what you are looking at. What things are you looking at for your life? At times, this is also from my experience, only I'm telling you. I didn't have any aim at that time. Not necessarily it should be the same for everyone. I didn't have anything because of being a Baitas homeopath. And then from different arenas, you get some information. It happened to me. I happened to read a novel. Okay. There I read, just try to enjoy what you are doing. Just try to enjoy. Actually, in that moment, I couldn't understand what to enjoy over there. Sitting ideally in your clinic without any patients. And how much time I can read the Kentripatri or Kentmetia Medica or only book I had that time, Boric Metra Medica. Because without understanding the fundamentals, it's difficult for you to go with that. Okay. So to build up confidence, you need to encourage yourself. But that was not there within me because it was like just simply going with the things, whatever I had. At times, that is also helps you. And then when I read those lines, I tried to understand that. I tried to ask some people what it really means. Nobody could able to understand because, okay, I asked people around me because at that time my financial situation is not that much intense. I could able to go somewhere long and ask some expert because at that time I didn't have any information of experts also. Even at the time I don't have any information of Dr. Rajan Sankaran and the people, Dr. Faraj Master. I don't know because that was not there. Because you have to inspire yourself. It is the need itself will tell you to build up the confidence. If you have the intensity to do the things only, that much. But for that, as I said, it could be experience of different for everybody. So each and everybody has got their own experience with their life. And from some personal issues, thing happens. The other areas also, have to be checked in. But it is a spontaneous thing to build up your confidence. It is not that, okay, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing. It will not happen because first and foremost thing about life is spontaneity. It is not calculated, as we have repeatedly learned in homeopathy. It is completely out of the box. It is completely unknown. It is completely something the other song, right? So you have something within you which drives you. Go with that. Enjoy that. So, and one more thing is, you are in your seat as a homeopath. So make sure that life chosen you to do something over there and go with it. That is what I understood at that time. This is, I think, in 2002 or 2003. The first time I had the book of Theory of Fake News. That was the thing, inspired me very much. Then the things happened later on. To build up confidence, you have to have something within you could inspire you. You can have from anything, movies or novels or someone's inspiration to talk to someone. Or from a patient can also inspire you. It's a broad question, of course, but this is the way I understood. Thank you.
Okay. And
Shall I answer
other,
this a little
yes,
bit?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Participant's question is, I'm lacking confidence to practice homeopathy. How to build up that confidence? This is
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah, I understood that. That's why I entered in the so for this question, there are two ends actually. So lacking confidence to practice homeopathy. And the first thing in here is that how much am I really had that potential to practice homeopathy? One thing, that is the first question, because if we lack confidence means is it really not able to do, or is he able to do but he's not having the opportunity? First, this thing has to be sorted out. One thing. Second thing is the grabbing the opportunities. This is the important thing. Why I said grabbing the opportunities, this word, because in my uh, early days of practice or before practice, before setup practice, what use it to happen is we use it to have visit free clinics nearby, conducted by some charitable things, and there are some Christian missionaries in that also. So many of such things approached me, and they want to do everything for free. So they are not ready to pay anything. So in those days there is no any vehicle for me. My father didn't provide any vehicle for me, so I used to have one bicycle. So I used to ride for 5 to 10 kilometers in the midsummer, May, from one end to another end of the city, to grab that opportunity, because I want to expose to more cases. And my teacher, at that, now he is a very rich person. He is a very good homeopath in Andhra Pradesh. But in those times, he is also not in a position to give some money to assist me. He has a good heart, but not good money. So these sort of things used to happen. But when he used to ask me at least one thing, Srikant, are you going to come to that dispensary, because they are arranged some dispensary? I used it immediately fly away. And the second, the space, many such sort of situations clashed like this thing. My uh, classmates use it to plan for a picnic or for a movie or for something. They use it to, and they use it to ask me to come. So at the same time, sir used to call me and say, I'm going to some clinic nearby, 15 kilometers. They're arranging. Are you going to come? So I used to go there. So immediately I left this group and I went with sir only. In my college days and even the completion of my UG and before beginning to practice, people used to think me what sort of a fool he is. He doesn't mingle with everyone. He doesn't come to enjoy parties or movies, etc. But really, those things helped me to build my confidence a lot. And third thing in this is whenever I use it to have a responsibility. Suppose sir said, you just take that case. So he's suffering from some fever. I gave bryonia. In those days, there are no mobile phone. So I use it to record his land phone number. So when I come back, I use it to go for the PO post. There is a telephone booth nearby to my room in my town. So after giving bryonia, I use it to feel the rest. This is my version even today also. Even after taking a case, if I find that the person didn't come back, so I use it to immediately have a message or call back at him, and I use it to ask what happened actually. Did you get any improvement, or you stopped coming as there is no improvement? This sort of responsibility after attaining some work, after doing some work, is also must and must should. That will keep your confidence growing. So grabbing the opportunities, the first thing, and being responsible when the opportunity had come to you. And third, foremost thinking is, are you really having that potential to overcome this thing, to have such confidence? If you find yourself difficulty to get the confidence, immediately you have to go to some sort of teacher or guru or some other person, mentor or some other. And the best thing is sitting beside your mentor and see how those people are performing their own cases. That will help you a lot. This is the my sort of explanation to the confidence part. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your stepwise clear explanation, sir. Hirlekha sir, please add on your points to this question. How to build my confidence in practice?
So when we talk about lack of confidence, definitely I feel it's a psoric symptom. So when you are trying to get something and you don't have confidence, we have to find out that how confidence will come, not only in homeopathic practice, but doing anything. If you do it first time, then initially you are anxious. But as you go on doing it and you get a feel that you are able to do it in right way, then it develops the confidence. I will say that you cannot prepare a food without going into kitchen. Just by watching any recipe on YouTube, you cannot prepare food. That's why you have to do it practically. So if you start taking cases and observing them after prescribing remedies and how they are going, you will definitely develop confidence. And for that, as Shrikant sir said, you should be ready to grab opportunity. You should be ready to prescribe free medicine. There are many politicians also in different areas. They ask you for doing free medical camp. You just go for it. I tell you, even I go. Even though it is Sunday or working day, I go for these camps. Why? Because you find free of charge patient, it's okay. But those patients will give you experience. And never compare everything in two terms, success and failure. So never compare all the things only in two categories, success and failure. success is good and failure is bad. This is our common impression. But I tell you, success will give you pleasure and failure will give you lesson. Take both the things. And I tell you one important thing. Learn from the legends, masters. I tell you, our Shekhar sir, initially he told us in his initial days, he used to go to vegetable vendors and ask them, if you have any problem, please come to me. Don't give me fees, but I will give you medicine. Sometimes even he has paid the auto fare for that person. But he gets the patient. If you get the patient, give the medicine, see the result. And if you are doing this and if you get the result, that is your success. And there is nothing better tonic than success for your confidence. So go for that. That will give and build up your confidence in immense way.
Thank you, Hirlekar sir, for your valuable input. Learn from the failures. Don't lack confidence because of failures. That is most important, which younger generation needs to learn. Because one failed case, then they feel guilty about themselves. Now homeopathy will not work. I'm not worth of it. So then all drama of emotions plays a role. Yes, Saranand sir, please add on your points.
Yeah, what I did, because the question was tailor made for me. What I did was actually, I'm a very shy person to speak in a public forum or whatever may be the thing. Going out, because breaking our own barrier was the thing to do, or whatever the entire session was in a single word. The thing was breaking our own barrier. That was the thing. If we cross that or do that, then we will see lots of opportunity, lots of learning, which automatically gives our confidence or improves our confidence. It guides actually. What I personally did was I search for right practitioners. I go each and everywhere. What they're when you go out and see what are happening in and around our own places, it, for example, in India or whatever may be, we get lots of experiences when seeing what others doing in our own field. It definitely improves our confidence, especially as I said earlier, learning only gives you confidence. So be ready to learn, listen everything and decide what is right, especially through our masters. That's it. Learning was the entire thing. Find space. As repeating for the first question, I always give space in my life, especially to my own self. It might be enjoyment or learning or family, whatever may be. The thing was, take your step. It should be yours. That's it.
Thank you, sir. So from all of your talk, it is well understood that you have to build confidence by grabbing the opportunities, by learning continuously, by seeing others practice or sitting with a senior doctor in their clinic. You can gain confidence. So in this regards, there is another query in connection with it. So one of the person has asked, by attending many seminars and webinars, I am confused which method to practice and how to apply it in my practice. What to do? So this is the genuine query because in this technology world, every person, every day there are multiple webinars, WhatsApp discussions, seminars. It's not like how Ganeshwar Rao sir told before 30 years. So multiple things are there. Everybody want to express their own thoughts and ideas to younger generation. So ultimately, younger generation are into a confused state. What to practice, because everybody tells in different ways. Yes, please, Hirlekar sir.
Better, I will give you example in the language of cricket, that the basics of cricket are, there is a ball and you have to hit the ball and get the runs. It doesn't matter you like Virat Kohli or you like Rohit Sharma, because both of them just make runs. Like that, there are many different methods in homeopathy. Every experienced homeopath has done something, some hard work. And when they do it for 25, 30 years, then they put it in front of you so that you can get ready-made knowledge and experience. What hard work they have done, you don't have to do. The output of that hard work they are putting. So there are many methods. Actually, you should see that this is an opportunity and not a problem. I tell you, there is Vitalka's method, there is Shankaran sir's method, sensation method, there is Kolkata method. Out of India, you will find there are many other different methods and webinars, seminars are going. But if you just blindly attending webinars or seminars, you will do nothing. Actually, you have to see which method you like, which method you feel you can do with it. Then go for it. Otherwise, you will do so many things, but output will be zero. And that will not be helpful at all. And then you will end up in such a state that it will be like Magnolidae family. You don't know where to go, in which direction to go. So it is important to know that what you like exactly. Every method teaches you the Hahnemannian philosophy only. Taking the case and prescribing according to the law of similar is the basic theme of all methods, and it never changes in any methods. No any person who takes seminar says, I have given medicine against the principles of Hahnemann. So basic things are same. And these all are experiences shared with you by other homeopaths. So it doesn't matter you go with any system, but follow that system religiously. Get in-depth knowledge of that. I tell you the drawback in sensation method, that people just follow the words and then end up in failure, and then say that sensation method is not good, it doesn't work. See, one line I learned from my teacher, that they say homeopath can fail, homeopathy never fails. This is true for everybody. If we are giving right medicine to the patient, if you analyze it through any method, it may be sensation method, it may be Kolkata method, it may be Vijaykar's method, or it may be Saigal method, or it may be HHF method. It doesn't matter. Remedy should come the same. And then I will say your analysis of the case is right. So don't worry about this thing that there are many different opinions about cases. Everyone shares its own experiences. Otherwise, it will become a story of an elephant and 6 blind men. So don't become blind. Be wise and choose wisely and follow it religiously. Definitely, you will become successful.
Thank you, Hirlekar sir. Anybody else want to add their points for this question?
Yeah. The thing was, in my experience, I don't find these are different. It is a route to reach the same end. Another thing, don't get confused with methods or teachers. the all confusion arises, especially we are not pretty confident or learned the basics. That was the first mistake actually. If we are start with the homeopathy through Hahnemann, generally you don't feel this actually. So start everything from basics. How we grow through LKG, then first standard, likewise. If we start with our basics and stick with the principles very strong, then you don't feel the methods as a confusion. Rather than you feel these are the things, an opportunity or another idea, a kind of to reach the same destination, that is finding the right to given case. This was my understanding. Second thing, if you follow or start learning to with one teacher, at least spend some quality of time. It should be 2 to 3 years. Then only you will understand something fruitful from that person. My teacher usually insists me that if you are following a person, don't start what he is telling readily from at times. Before that, you learn what are the things he already read. You just learn all those things and then compare with recent teachings so that you can understand his whole idea. You can decode or crack his whole idea. That was the simple thing. So stay with the teacher for us at least 2 to 3 years. It will help you a lot. Sitting with a person, it will help you a lot. That's it.
Ma'am, can I for
Thank you
this
very much,
question?
Saravanan sir, for your inputs. Yes, Shrikant sir.
Uh, just I'm not agreeing with Saravanan sir with this point. You have to stick with your teacher for lifelong, not for 2-3 years. If you had really got stuck with teacher.
Yes. Right, sir. Right, sir. To find a right person is a lifelong gift.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
we reached.
So the experience.
Saravanan sir said the minimum duration, maximum is lifelong.
Some people,
So he
some
gave
people
only 30
searches no.
potency, I think. Huh? We have to increase that potency. So with my experience here, so it all happens with your intuition and passion. So at right points of time, if you are really intuitive into the homeopathic field, and if you are really passionate about your work, etc., there is a saying in Saptasati, Yadevi Sarva Bhuteshu, Vritti Rupena Samstita, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. So the saying says that in occupation, you have to see the goddess Durga or the goddess Kali. So the idea is whenever you are entering, as Hahnemann says, Kent had a big list of this in his Kent lesser writings. Whenever you enter into a healing art, any neglect to make ourselves thoroughly masters of it becomes a crime. So this is what Hahnemann said, and Kent had listed with bold letters in his lesser writings. I think 492 pages. Couldn't remember exactly. So the intuition and passion of a homeopathic physician really matters. If it is true and genuine, definitely God will send a right person at right time into your field, and he will take you with his both arms ahead. This is my experience because I started with one of my teachers. So he carried me to some distance, and then some other person took me into his hands, and he carried me, and I landed into some other area, and then some other person came into my life. But all this happened is because when I am really passion and intuition to learn homeopathy from each and every person, wherever there is knowledge, wherever a person is ready to tell something in any, some may say about 50 millismol potency, some say about some combination remedies, some Schussler salt, some batch flavor remedies in early days of practice. I used to rush there. And of course, they helped me. They are, some are a little bit hypocritic. Okay. But at the journey was continued like anything. So the passion of a homeopathic physician, I remember one incident I want to share. Jahnavi is not there here. Actually, I went to her house during my UZ days, and she took me to her mother, to her parents. So I bowed to them. And when after talking, she actually came back to college and said, "My parents were really impressed with you, and they said that you should stay with him because he talks, eats, drinks, he speaks nothing else
Yeah.
but homeopathy, because those are not homeopathic candidates. Actually, she is a homeopathic doctor and she is studying, but I talked to them regarding homeopathy only. So they they found me a little bit what is awkward, and but said that to Jahnavi that no, he's a right person because he continuously talks about homeopathy only. So such is my attitude in my even today also, but it is more in those days. I used to converse with every person regarding homeopathy only. So that made me to go ahead in my life, and at right junctures, because I am too confused in 2016-17 where I can learn, because some cases are getting cured and at some point I'm getting stuck and I couldn't go ahead. At that time, exactly, sir came into my life and he immediately said to me, "This is just an introduction in Hyderabad seminar. You cannot get anything from this. This is just an introduction. If you are really passionate, so there is only one area where you can grow. I can nourish you. I can nurture you. That is Gurukul workshop. You please come to that place." So at first I didn't listen to his words in first seminar. So after he came back to Hyderabad seminar again after 6 months, and he didn't talk with me. So I said, I met you last workshop. I remember you. Then why you did are not talking to me? I asked, sir. I said to you already that this is just an introductory type of seminars. This is our introductions. And with your passion, with your thing, you have to flew to the Gurukul workshop. You have to learn that. That only will encourage you. Your problems will get solved. So at that second time, I kept my mind ahead and put my heart front. And the next month I went to the Gurukul workshop in September 2018. So my journey with Swara began like that. So what I want to tell you is, here the intuition and passion of the student matters 100% rather than other things. So those should be checked first. Am I truly 100% humbly passionate towards my occupation? So then, if you are there, definitely the God is going to help you. Trust the process. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shrikant sir.
Thank you very much. Actually, the question asked about which method to practice. For that, I feel for this, organon is the benchmark because you are into homeopathy. Okay, first try to understand. See, make it a diligence effort to understand homeopathy in terms of organon, because that will give you the answers first of all. Then try to go with the things, whatever are happening, and read, try to understand, and go for masters. And the methods maybe could be to Dr. Shankaran sirs, Dr. Sekhar sirs, Dr. Vitolkars, whoever it may be. These are all the branches of the organon only, nothing new. But with the efforts, with the experience, with the expertise, they made it so huge that we find it, if we go to one person, we find it, this is the whole thing. Not like that. You have to have everything, and you adapt those things to your conditions, where you practice, where you do your things. Because in not always everything can be applied. At times you have to look for the keynotes, at times you have to look for the rubrics, at times you have to look for the sensation method. As far as my practice is concerned, I see many patients a day because my condition is such that. But there also you have to have your consciousness correct. Make your consciousness correct. And as Dr. Srikant sir said and Dr. Hirlekar sir said, you have to have your master's words. Train yourself with them. Get the things in the right place and use them in right place. That's it. No method is 100% correct. No method is indisputable. Because everything you have to adopt according to need. Be it acute, be it chronic, whatever it is. Yes. Thank you, sir. Because this is all I saw in my practice. Because I do everything. Because if it is about the sensation method, I ask the patient to come in a separate time. Then I do that. That way.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ganeshwar Rao sir. It's a blessing for us, all of us, today evening that we have a pleasant surprise that Shekhar sir is also with us in the meeting. So, sir, this is the most important point which a student asked. So, it brought in that insight in him to talk about it. So, yes, please, Shekhar sir, you can talk for how many minutes, whatever minutes you want. We all are ready to listen to you.
Shubha Sandhya. As we have recently concluded with the World Cup, so I'll take the best example of cricket only. See, who are the people who are placed in the slips? Anybody to answer that? Slip fielders. Who are the slip fielders basically?
The ones who have quick reaction, quick
Who are they?
reflexes.
Quick response, who are
Who
smart
are they?
enough, who are the
Out of the
best
11 members, who are they usually in all the teams?
Kohli, mostly
But-
Kohli. And,
No, I'm saying in all the teams. Who are the slip fielders normally?
Openers. Mostly. Openers
Why?
are batsmen.
Why?
They can read the pitch. They can
Because-
read the
Because their
Energy
reflexes
conservation.
are quick.
reflexes are?
And bowlers are normally, if you see, are at the boundaries. Or at the cover region and all that thing. And this is a natural idea. If you go to see in all the team, most of the slip quadrant is all about those who are the first, second, third, fourth batsmen. Because they have got quick reflexes. When they can see the swinging ball and can bat properly. So therefore, the ball that comes sharp at the slip level have to have a very sharp reflexes. Likewise, now what method one has to follow is this. The idea is this. One needs to do the survey. I always tell all the students who pass out, do a survey. Try and see every method. Like the buffet system that is there. We tend to first survey. And you see, those who serve everything before survey normally end up wasting a lot of food. Because they do not know how long is the counter. So everything little by little they put, the plate is so full that the pickle is going somewhere else and the haplam is floating somewhere else and the roti is somewhere else. And they do not know what they're actually eating. So basically the idea is survey gives us a big chance to understand, because why? Each individual has got an aura of understanding people, understanding other human beings. Some people are very quick in understanding in one shot what the person said. Some people, that same thing might require a longer version of communication to understand that person. Like, for example, in a studentship during school days, we used to see some of our friends would read once and give the exam and pass. The same thing with other friends, they would slog the whole year and still would get just 35 marks to pass. So the idea is how much I can actually receive the information, then how much I can retain the information. And after retention, how much can I reproduce that information? All this is from individual to individual. Again, following any school, again, that idea of individuality comes. That's the reason why I always, to everybody I tell, it's not the method. It is the way how you can understand the science. Because method is the branch of the science. Method is based on the science. And it is all based on the principles of that science. So ultimately, homeopathic principles is the root. The method is the branches of that root. And that is how quick you can understand what type of route you want to take. If I have to take from Bombay, if I have to go to any other city, and I know there is air route, I know there is train route, I know there is road route. If I really want to watch the beauty of the nature on that route, I would prefer that road route, and I have got ample amount of time. But if I got lesser time than that, I would prefer the rail route. And if I have no time, then I'll not enjoy the nature, but I'll reach quickly. Ultimately, what am I doing? Different routes I'm taking, but reaching to the destination. So likewise, the choice making of what method to follow. As all of you all said, each method has got its due respect. Each method has got its due limitations. Not by method, not by science, but by me. How much I can pick up that method. How much I can actually implement those particular qualities that are there in the method in my practice. Another aspect of it, one method for 100 patients, not possible. You will need to have 10 methods for 100 patients. Now, some people who are practicing in remote villages, if you are trying to really do sensation type of understanding, it is going to be very difficult. You are going to ask, for example, if you're thinking of piperacea, and you're going to ask, oh, how does that vegetable, when it falls on the tongue, what is the sensation over there? He will say, damn fool, what I know, what is the sensation? I know what is the food, I know how to eat it. That's all I know. So these type of tactics cannot be used where the person is not well qualified, or the surrounding environment that is there. Or neither we can ask a poor farmer, what are your choices of food? Do you expect him to tell you burger and pizza and donut and all that thing? No. So there again, we have to mold ourselves, right? So when we are in the way of asking the question, when we are molding, similarly, the method also has to be molded according to the person who is there in front of you. What if a person is not able to tell you the details of his complaints? Then at least we should be able to extract location, sensation, modality, concomitant, and repertorize and give the remedy. Or are you going to struggle over there and say, no, sensation method only I'll do? Or any other method for that matter? No, it's not a question of method. The idea is looking at the situation, that the person in front of me, where is he coming from? What is his IQ level? Whether is he extroverted, whether is he introverted, whether is he a shy person, whether is he a qualified person, his environmental situation, what it is, all makes us to mold accordingly. And therefore, our entire process, as we say, every case is individual on its own merits. So why should one look at only a method? Because method also will be individualistic. Depending on the moment of time, at that moment of time, when you're coming across the person, whatever you are going to take the decision, how to go about with it, as long as you're doing, I repeat, as long as we are doing justice to the patient by giving them the recovery. Ultimately, the patient is not going to ask us, what method did you use? Nobody is going to be bothered to ask. As long as I am feeling better is the ultimate this thing. So the report card is what? The report card is based on his or her improvement. The report card will not give you the title, I use this method. So let us not be worried about the method. For us, the whole idea is, are we able to apply genuinely the principles of homeopathy based on those concrete principles? I'm treating the patient so that the person is free from any sort of restricted life, what we call disease. Is he free from that? If we have done that job, we have really done a miracle for that person. So this is the most important idea. And the bridge between this entire thing, between the homeopath and the patient, is nothing else but the case taking. Because method and all will come later on. First is the case taking, and the case taking is the basic on which the entire thing will depend on. Where you keep one side, you keep the materia medica, one side you keep the repertory, and the other side you keep the organon. The string that ties all this up is the art of case taking. And what is very important is how good am I going to gather the information. Then comes the idea about what do I do with this information? How do I put this information? And then the idea about what comes the outcome of the information, that is the remedy. And normally what I see in many of the people, especially with the students, immediately the final conclusion comes first. What remedy will I give? Or first take the information. Focus on that information gathering aspect. And therefore, all these Gurukuls, even sir that started Gurukul, is only because of this, so that you stay with the teacher for a longer version of time. Because what we understood today is that 9 to 5 seminar, out of which 1 hour is wasted in lunch, inauguration, you waste another half an hour to 45 minutes, then the tea break. Ultimately, what are you doing is just 4 hours. In 4 hours, you're going to give so much of information, not possible. So it is just a method of giving an information, something like this exists. That is seminar. Whether you call it seminar or webinar or anything. So the idea is seminars, webinars only give us an introduction to a particular ideologies. Gurukul is where you shape those ideologies into a proper way so that the person really gets polished. And for that, it requires a couple of days for it to get that feel of it. It's not going to be in one first Gurukul or second Gurukul, wherever you are in. So therefore, the idea is, how do you give that person that space? Now, we have got so many assistants in the clinic and all. We give that space for the first 2 months. Get the feel of the place. Get the feel of the environment over here. Get the feel of patients, how they talk and how they think. Once the person is comfortable, then the third month onwards, you start putting some responsibility onto them. Rather than the first moment they come, halal karo, that will not work. So the idea is, even in cricket for that matter, you get the feel of the pitch in the first 1 or 2 overs. And then you start, adjusting your pace according to the pitch that is there. Similarly, even with the eagle for that matter, it will first survey. Then it will spot the prey. Then it will zoom the prey, and then the dive. It doesn't dive moment it sees anything. It doesn't go and dive everywhere. So that is not the way. So when you follow these steps of understanding what's the difference, and then coming to a proper way, okay, I can understand this type of whatever this person, my aura matches. As we always say, each one doesn't match with everybody's aura. And this happens with life also. No? In schools, we do not have all the 60 people in the class. We are best friends, everybody. No, we still have a group of 4 or 5 people only. And that group remains till the end. Why? Because there is some aura that matches. Likewise, there is some aura that matches automatically with somebody's way of working. Then it may be homeopathy, it may be any multinational company, it may be anywhere. And therefore, you will see when that aura matches, something that clicks. Maybe the person's nature might click. Maybe the way the person approaches to the patient might click. Anything that matches. Then there is the interest develops. And once that interest develops, then the person develops passion. You see the same thing even with a child. Study, study, study. The child will not study. Unless and until the child feels like studying. Howsoever you make the child to forcibly study, it is very difficult. So it does that spark that is there. And therefore, what I do is trying to understand the person. What is it that is fitting for that person? What is the aura of that person? I try to rectify in the first 1 or 2 months. See how it is going on. And then slowly, gradually see the strengths and the weaknesses. Accordingly, then I try to tell them what is the weaknesses that you have and how should you polish. That is something which is called as grooming of a student. And that grooming is not possible when we are just doing in a time limited space. In a short space, it cannot be possible. Therefore, I always call it as webinars are something like, webinars are something like T20. Seminar is something like 50 over. And a Gurukul is something like a test match. Where you are refining, properly carving yourself and playing with a length of time. Test match you cannot play like T20. By no means. And if you are going for a webinar, in that 2 hours, you have to gather whatever information you are getting and make a note of all the things. So it's a total different ballgame. So therefore, for me, the idea is the clear understanding is what should be my approach? What am I good at? How do I analyze that thing? What should be the process of my approach towards what I am good at? Now, if you see on a ratio, automatically develops. Some people will be really getting a lot of skin cases. Have you ever noticed? Some people will be having a lot of plant cases. Some people will be having a lot of mineral cases. I wonder sometimes what could be the reason. The reason could be that my aura fits with that particular thing. Therefore, I see a lot of those cases with absolute good result. Somebody are automatically becoming, joint specialist because they are getting a lot of cases. So it all depends upon how in what environment you are, what you are good at, which is natural instinct. They can get the details of any sort of lung infection. If it is there, they can get very nice details of everything and prescribe the remedy. And they become chest specialists in homeopathy. I've seen so many places where I've seen these type of people. I said, and then they asked me, is it right thing? I said, it is right. What's wrong in that? You can just specialize in one of the field. If you see a lot of cases in your area, you can definitely specialize in that field and be master of it. And finally, you're practicing homeopathy only. And you're good in that particular field of that particular arena of lung infections and all that thing. What's wrong in it? Some people are good in, kidney stones and gallbladder stones. Very good result they have got. So if you're developing that thing, there is no issue about it at all. So the idea is very, very clear. Let us not just get into pathy and what is right and what is wrong. There is nothing called right and wrong. Everything is right.
Sir, one more point to add here, sir.
Yes.
Sorry for
No problem.
interrupting.
Yes. No problem.
My experience with you, with all these 4 or 5 years, what I saw is whatever method, sir, but still your case taking, your way of this P formula, everything, when we go in a right way, then you can choose which bowler we have to bowl the last death overs. that comes in the end part. But this formula, this way of case process, this pause, the scientific pause, the observation skills, everything will definitely help to whatever method we are going to do in the last for giving a remedy. But case process, this is the best thing we can do. With many cases I found, because at one point of time, these cases will not land into sensation method, but still this idea, this theme, this process of case taking will definitely make us understand the person in front of us in a better way. Instead of judging and concluding him into one thing, it will make him understand, make us to understand him in a definitely better way, sir.
Perfectly correct. Because the reason behind it is many of them ask me, why did it take such a long time for you to come up with one book? And for me, it was not a question of one book to write. It was not the question of gather some information and put it in a different way. For me, the idea was, when I am also struggling, my colleagues are struggling. Where are they struggling? They're struggling in the art of conversation. And what is our daily bread and butter? Our daily bread and butter is the art of conversation. हम लोग कोई हथियार नहीं वापरते. We are not operating anything. What are we exactly doing? Basically is nothing else but conversing with somebody. And that becomes the major platform on which our entire future and life and career depends on. It doesn't depend on the books. It doesn't depend on theories. But what it depends on is, how do I converse with a person and how do I take that person over the entire history that the person is going to give me in that 1 hour's time. People celebrate 25 years of anniversary, 50 years of anniversary. But I tend to ask them without fail whenever I'm invited, have you really understood your spouse? Not one till today in my quest I've heard that they have understood. So the whole idea was to understand what is this conversation. There came the idea. Questioning should be correct in order to take that conversation ahead. Because patients are talking something and what are we asking is completely different thing. And that is where the big problem used to happen. And the patient would simply get up and say, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not understanding what you're asking me. I cannot go ahead. Why these things are coming up? These things are coming up simply because, have we ever reflected on our question that we have asked? And does that question has any meaning to whatever prior to that question what the patient has said? Because the question becomes the link between two paragraphs what the patient speaks. And therefore, our question is the bridge between that story that the person is giving. It connects the entire aspect of that person's life story, whatever they're telling. And not only the patient, even with anybody, our friends, our colleagues, anybody. If we have the word friction in human being, it is only because of one reason, that what the person is telling and what are we asking, it is not matching at all. Both of them are not on one page. Each one are with their own imagination and own delusions, and therefore there is a friction. Therefore, there is no proper communication that is happening. That is needed to be understood. So I thought this book will really bring in at least a bit of changes. Eventually, it's not about knowing the remedy. It's not about knowing the details of how will we. People ask, where do we get this remedy? अरे remedy किधर मिलता है? ये क्या पूछने की जरूरत है? आप Google में डालो, कहीं पर मिल जाएगा. Where are the homeopathic pharmacies? Whether this remedy is available or no? But ask, what is the difficulty in conversation? Here I'm stuck. And that's the reason why this particular Gurukul, what we are doing is this particular idea that 3-4 paragraphs are given, find the question. 3-4 paragraphs will be given, find the number of characters that are there. Because every individual is disturbed because of some or the other thing. And humanly, it is not necessary that they have to be disturbed with only one thing. There may be multiple things that they're disturbed about. How do we know which one is important? Then we understand the idea about what really disturbs you the most. So we narrow it down. And once the person decides this is what disturbs me, then it is easy for the person to answer. Then it becomes easy for the person to tell. Then it becomes easy for the person to narrate what is the problem in that. But usually people, what they would do, they choose. Okay, tell me about headache. But headache is not the problem for that person. For that person, the boss who is so irritating, that is the problem. No, tell me about the headache. Forget the boss. Headache. Tell me more about that headache. Headache, Dr. Sahab, sar dard hota hai. And now you're stuck because that is not his subject of discussion. His subject of discussion was the boss that is angry. And when you ask, okay, tell me about that boss that is angry, what is the thing in that causes the anger, or he's angry on you for what? So he knows not the situation, what is to be spoken. So we are going on a proper subject, and if that subject is clear, then the idea is clear that that person's interest. That's why I always tell, taking the case history of any individual is like falling in temporary love with that person. When you fall temporarily in love with that person, you are succumbing to everything to that person. Learn to succumb to the other person, because they are the producer, director, story writer of their movie. You are only sitting down on that in that homeopathic theater, looking at every new case is a new movie. You do not even have the remote in your hand that you want to change the channel. It is their channel. It is their movie. It is their screenplay. So go with that. If this is the key that one can understand, for sure, our entire life will be changed. But what is the problem with us, all of us? I know. This iPhone, iPad, iPad, I know. This I think is really the one that actually creates a big issue. And if I have to be simply saying that I do not know, you tell me, he'll be more than happy to tell you. Why should we know? By saying I know, grammatically it's a full stop. So you are bringing that full stop. But when you say I do not know, grammatically that is comma. Keep the commas on. Moment the commas are on, the person will keep on telling you, because he or she is interested in telling you that thing. It is not our interest, it is their interest. And when their interest is there, definitely they will start telling you everything gradually. And this is utmost important to understand. And therefore, the idea of simply saying, please tell me more, I didn't follow, what else have we to do? Only tool that we have to use is by saying, I didn't understand, I didn't follow. Could you please repeat it? And in that repetition, you'll see he will change the words. Whatever he has said the first time, second time, he will not tell you the same thing, for sure. 100 out of 100 people, 99 of them will change the sentence. Because first time what they have said is consciously. Second time what they will say is accidentally. This also is true. You ask them to repeat, the first time that they have said was with complete knowledge. Second time when they have to repeat that, they fumble. And when they fumble, words that come up is accidental. Once that comes up, pick it up. These are the tricks of trade of how human psychology works. And the Chinese have done this. You see, from one end, they give you one sentence to tell, and they make it to pass on in everybody's ear. By the time it reaches the last bench, what was told in the beginning is completely different in the end. Like the news that happens in our city. Something really has happened. By the time it reaches to us, it is completely different only. We don't even know the reality. And then what is the best part? I heard like that. Who are you to hear like that? People will not say, this is what it is. They will say, I heard it like that. And therefore, we are all living in the world of assumptions. 24/7. And Hanuman rightly puts it up beautifully in footnote number 9. That it is this imagination that makes us sick. Every now and then we keep on imagining. Where are we going to go with that imagination? The reality is gone. The reality is no more there. Our only idea is, I thought so. They must be talking about me. He is not liking me. I think so. He is not, he is getting irritated with me. I keep on thinking, that is not the reality. So this is the key factor that one should actually stop doing in order to be in the moment of now. And that's the reason why I'm coming up with this idea about past tense, present tense, and future tense. You see, every conversation has either the past tense or the future tense, but hardly anybody has the present tense. Only if I would have done that past tense. I am planning to do something like that future tense. So when it is future tense, our question should also be pertaining to future tense. If it is past tense, then our question should also pertain to past tense, because that will make sense. Only if I had done that, and the doctor asking, what will happen? What do I know? Because he has not gone in the future tense, he's in the past. So our question should be, what you would have done that time before. So that will make sense. I would do these things. Why? Because he is in that tense. So therefore, that also makes a huge difference. And these are common things which has been taught to us in English grammar. It is not something new. But what has happened in today's Gazette world is we have lost the grammar. That is the problem with all of us. We have lost the grammar. Otherwise, there's nothing new in it. Everything, composition, tense that we are doing, noun, adjective, verb that is there. You see, even our repertory also for that matter. It is in noun, adjective, and verb. Coryza, noun. Green discharge, adjective. Alternating sides, verb. So when you see the noun, you'll see so many remedies. Green discharge, very few remedies. Alternating side, hardly 2 or 3. So if you throw light into our repertory also, you will see it is noun, adjective, and verb. And if you throw light into our human system also, what patient comes to us is in the noun state. I have hypertension, diabetes, blood pressure, all noun. But why is it landed up to that noun? Because my vital force that is there, which is supposed to be animating, acting, moving, which is the verb, that is stuck. And therefore, I feel tightened, I feel squeezed, I feel restricted. All these are the action words. And if you see what we potentize in remedies, active principles that are there in that particular part of the plant, or the venom of the snake, or the milk, because the immunoglobulin that is there, the venom that is there, they have the active principle which helps that particular animal to survive. Or it is the chemical property of the mineral that gives us the entire understanding of which element it is. And thus, whatever they produce as signs and symptoms, you will see always there is a verb in it. And therefore, if you remove the verb from the remedy, any remedy, if you just put it in Google and see, remove the verb and then read the remedy, it has got no meaning. And thus the alkaloids of the plant are the things that have got verb. The effect of alkaloids, the effect of venom, the effect of milk, the effect of all these things, blood of the animal is something that has got the verb in it. The chemical property has got the verb. So all this is something that is grammatical understanding. And it has got complete sync with what Hahnemann says about vital force. It is that substance, that energy, which animates, which makes this material body to move. That means it has energy. And therefore, it has patterns. So we are syncing what? The patterns of that substance and the pattern of the vital force. When we understand in this fashion, then everything becomes real holistic. Now, one could take this, someone could not understand this. I am okay with taking the symptoms, location, sensation, modality, concomitants, and I'll prescribe. Fair enough, no problem. As long as you are doing good. Appeals or no? Over to you, Divya.
Thanks a million, sir, for giving us this pleasant surprise. It's always a blessing to hear from you. So as
Thank you
sir
so much,
has
sir.
told,
Really, thank you so much.
as sir has told about his recent book, which is about connection, communication, and conversation. This is the book which has come up after 31 years upon request by many homeopathic doctors. And Shrikant sir also told case taking is the base. So, analysis methods come only when you have to analyze. Methods is not in case taking. So, we suggest everybody, all who wish to practice homeopathic dedicatedly, must purchase and read this book. And two more questions from participants also was it was regarding want to know how to manage a difficult conversation, want to know how to manage people I don't want in my life. So all these queries will be solved by just reading this book. Not only reading this book, and now upcoming Gurukul sir is going to take more about conversation that is on day-to-day basis, not in clinic. Because as human beings, we communicate with others through language, and if that language is not properly conveyed, first is about conveying things. If it is half conveyed, that is a mistake. And the other person understands that in halfway through their own emotions and delusions. And so there is a lot of frictions in day-to-day life. Actually, a male session is on fire than female session. There are more queries which is not dealt with at all. We will do part 2 in January 2024. We have only took up related to career. So that is more about family, many things. So for that, one solution that I can give to all of you is please attend December Gurukul workshop, 7 days, as how Shekhar sir has rightly told, from morning 5 o'clock till night 9 o'clock. There are various types of discussions and debates and sessions that keep us enthusiastically all through the day. It is like attending one Gurukul workshop will give you 2 to 3 years of practical experience. So in that regards, I want to ask all our senior practitioner one question. What is that thing? Because you all were practicing so many years even before attending Gurukul workshop. Let us start with Ganeshwar Rao sir. He is practicing since 30 years and he attended Gurukul for the past 4 workshops. For 1 year, he is attending. So what is that change you're seeing in yourself after attending Gurukul, sir, in your life as a whole? What is that change you are seeing?
Yes. After going through, I can say exactly after going through last the March Gurukul session, there is a dramatic changes happening as far as my case taking is concerned. Because I'm more into receiving side nowadays. And my questionnaire become very less, almost. I will tell you yesterday's example. A lady came to me with a severe migraine headache and all. So it was actually yesterday, Saturday, as I had a running practice over there, yet I sat with her. Almost for 37 minutes she spoke. I didn't have to ask anything. Before to that, what used to happen, in some points where she narrated some issues, I would stop her and I ask her. So the change which I marked as after attending this Gurukul session, I just kept quiet. In the last 34 minutes, only I did ask only 2 questions only. And everything got clear. So this patience developed within me. And for that, I will be very much thankful to Dr. Shekhar sir. Very much. So actually, even though, see, I am now going through this book. So actually, there is a case now I am reading in this book. Actually, the first case which I mentioned, actually, I saw this case in the video lecture also. Yet, this makes me more informative. So all the points have been clearly mentioned over there. That directs you how to do with the things in your clinic in a practical way. As Dr. Shekhar sir said, now just a few minutes ago, no matter whatever the case you are taking, be it acute or chronic or pathological, whatever, if your process is correct, you are going to land up in exact point. So that is what I learned, and it helping a lot to me. Not only the yesterday's case, nowadays almost it is happening since last 2.5 months. Now, okay, unfortunately this time I'm unable to attend the seminar, but I will be regretting that. Yet it is of immense help. I recommend each and everybody to go with that. Yes.
Thank you, Ganeshwar Rao sir. So, people who wish to purchase Shekhar sir's book can approach the following people at various states. I'll share the screen. You can please click the image of with your phone. So, all these centers have a sir's book: Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. So please contact the respective phone numbers, because for you courier charge also will be less. You can either go and pick up directly or you can get through courier. So please, you can also message them to get a book preview. PDF also will be sent. You can go through it and then purchase the book. So in that regards, the next upcoming Gurukul workshop is from December 24th to 30th. It is completely on mastering on the art of case taking, which is all about connection, communication, and conversation. So, which now Shekhar sir was talking for the past 20 minutes about it. Please don't miss this valuable opportunity, which will enhance you holistically. Please, NBR sir, can you share few insights? What change was there in your life after attending Gurukul?
Ma'am, the last what I said today is entirely about the change only. But to keep it simple, after my association with sir and after attending Gurukul workshop, the big change is, instead of worrying about the end products and the results, I began to enjoy the process. So the process of doing things, not only case taking is the major part, but all the life, the process of doing things is now actually experiencing me. It is more like getting more delight from doing things, or the process, instead of end results or end products. So that is a big change actually. In homeopathic field, it is definitely big change, because when we trust the process and when we enjoy the process, then that itself begins to inspire us more. So I really, every platform I am telling the same thing, but I really bow my head to sir for bringing this change in me. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shrikant sir. That is absolutely true. Everybody, higher evolved souls, everybody tell in spirituality, stay in the process, don't expect the results. Be it whatever religious book, Bible, Bhagavad Gita, whatever it is, they tell stay in the process, don't expect the results. The second thing is be in the moment of now. Shekhar sir, through his art of conversation, has made us to be in the moment of now and to stay in the process. Excellent, sir. Saravanan, sir, what is, can you please share what is that change which you experienced after attending Gurukul?
Well, it is the understanding of a case, and the very beginning was I was much confused with sensation method and technique. Actually, it is much understandable and comprehensible after by the teaching of sirs only. Now I am cultivating the results which was never ever seen at this consistency in my life ever. There is no words for and the thing thank you was just a word. I don't want to keep you with simple words. I'm experiencing the results, the simple thing. That was my experience in my clinic. Nothing more than that. So find your teacher as how we reached with the sir. It is our experience. It is not come with one or two Gurukul sessions. It should be a continuous process where we experiencing we are still recommend all the beginners, please stay with these teaching platforms for a long years, experience the life, which means homeopathy. You will experience each and every moment how beautiful it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saravanan sir. So, in one word, if I have to tell, is attending Gurukul is growing through life. At whatever level you are, at whatever level of practice you are, at whatever level of understanding you are, for sure you will go to next level. That is the rule after attending Gurukul. So, many are newcomers in this session. You would have experienced how many thoughts was shared by various people from Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra. So how much thoughts they have shared. So Gurukul is the platform where people from all over India, various states of different category, like from just beginners of practice to seasoned practitioners attend. So there is a churning up of thought process ultimately. So you will be coming to know the thinking, various ways of case taking, analysis of various peoples. There will be lot of debates and discussions. So please see about Gurukul in Swara YouTube channel. The link I have shared in chat box. You can go through that link and subscribe to the channel, and where you will be seeing various videos about Sir and various case studies about Sir's students and channelized topics about organon, mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom. So different topics playlists are there. So many videos are there which you can avail the opportunity at your home. Listen, re-listen to it. So many things you will come to know. So there are various videos about Swara Gurukul also in that YouTube channel. Under the playlist Swara Gurukul, you can please go and see. So the next link is about Swara Instagram. You please follow that Instagram page to know about Sir's seminars, webinars, Gurukul activities, whatever it is, X, Y, Z. Everything will be posted in that Instagram page. There are various live sessions of Sir in Instagram page, which you can experience the learning from your home. So please follow the Instagram page. The third link is Swara Prayag, which is a group created for doctors from all over India, WhatsApp group, where all the informations are posted. So please follow that WhatsApp link to know about further sessions. So we will be continuing this part 2 in January after fixing up a date with all our speakers. So it was a great learning session today. We have learned many things from all of you, and thank you to each one of you on the Sunday day, because Sunday is difficult to get. It is the time for us. It is the time for family. But I bow down to each one of you for being here with us and guiding us in each step. Thank you very much.